Okay. Hi, Flosstube. I'm Misty Purcell. Barbie.
And I'm Barbie, pedal pusher.
And I'm Helen D.
And this is our recap of Very Prairie Year Stitch Along, which we hosted in 2019. Barbie, do you want to talk at all about how you got this idea? Because it was really your idea.
Sure. So I was watching you two, and you were starting all these Prairie Schoolers, and I've been kind of hoarding and collecting lots of Prairie Schoolers for a couple of years now, and I hadn't stitched a single one. And so after seeing you guys do your starts, like you were doing your button-up Sal or getting ready to, I forget something else you guys did. Oh, your
Happy Christmas.
Happy Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That one I saw and I was like, okay, well, these two ladies seem to be bitten by the Prairie Schooler bug like me. So I contacted you guys and I thought, let's keep it simple. Pick one a month. Do it whenever. Finish it. Don't finish it. Who cares? Just get them started so that we get these out of our collections and actually get them stitched. So, and you guys were nice enough to join me, which has been awesome. So thank you.
Yes, it has been an awesome year. Very fun.
Yep. A lot of buying of patterns. I don't know how many else.
Yeah, I think we bought more than we stitched, probably.
I think I bought more than I stitched.
Yeah, that's okay. We can do it another year some other time.
That's like a separate video of just like all the things we bought this year for Prairie Schooler.
Very true.
Okay, well, let's get started. So for January, I shockingly decided to stitch January by the Prairie Schooler. And this is what the chart looks like. And I changed the wording a little bit. And if you've never watched any or all of us before, we're kind of known for changing Prairie Schooler colors. So I did. And I stitched this in January, February, and I think even into March. So I changed it to winter because I plan to display it in the winter, but as you can see, I've not fully finished it. And I changed most of the colors. So, and Barbie had sent me this at the beginning of the year, which is from the same chart, and it's adorable, and it goes on my Christmas tree. So Barbie, what did you do in January?
All right, so for January, I did Winter Wind, and I did the big one, and I made lots of changes to it, and I took it off my wall to bring it down here, so here it is. The frame, this could be a problem. All right, the frame is from Hobby Lobby, and there's the finish. We'll keep it short. I changed the house.
All right, Barbie froze again. We're having some problems with hers, but I will jump in. Unlike Barbie and Misty that started big, I started small, and I pulled out this one, Santa's Night, and I did this little ornament. And I even shortened it more because I left the houses off. And it's not finished. It has interfacing on the back because I'm attempting to finish it. So I finished that. And then I had a little scrap of fabric left, and I did this little reindeer, and I fully finished him as a tag finish using Vanna's tutorial, and I can't find it. So it will turn up somewhere. I have a feeling it got scooped up with a bunch of fabric and shoved in the closet. So when he shows up, it will be a little surprise, and it will be all ready to go. And that was my January.
All right. February? Lost my notes. I had them here. Well,
my notes are very intense. One sticky note.
Oh, I know. I moved them. That's why they're not even here. Well, this is not that hard. I did Signs of Spring for February and March, so I guess I'm going to talk about them both at the same time because they're on the same fabric. And the fabric that I was stitching both January and Signs of Spring on is Macchiato. One second. So these are going to go on my window. Oops. And so I think I want 5 of these to go on my window display for spring. So I sort of think of this as a whip and sort of not, because I can stop anytime I want to and I'm technically done, but I would like 5. So I'll probably get back to this again this year, I hope. But it'll probably be a multi-year project, so I'm not promising that I'm going to have 3 more done this year. So that was my February and March. Barbie.
Should I go while we let Barbie unfreeze?
Yes.
All right, so I'll do February. I started spring from Prairie Seasons, which is book 50. It's a reprint. Barbie, I jumped ahead of you because you were frozen, so then we'll go back. So I did spring, which I finished. This one, I didn't finish many of them fully, but this one I did. So it's on a little piece of fabric, and I had this metal frame, and I just pop it on there, and it's big enough to cover the hole. And then I had put some flowers and stuff at the top. I did change the colors. I made the house blue and changed a couple other things. So that was my February. Barbie, you want to do your February? What's that? No? Okay, I'll do my March. For March, I moved on to sunny days. I had 2 of these little ones done the year before, 2018, and I wanted to finish 2 more to put in my dough bowl. I don't remember which 2 I had and which 2 I did, so I brought all 4 down. So I jumped ahead to March. Now you got some catching up to do. So this was my March, was finishing 2 of these. So Barbie, February and March.
Okay, February. I did daffodils, the big one again, being ambitious. And I did finish it. It took forever. I changed colors again, made the house yellow. It is not FFO'd, but there it is.
Well, it's very pretty as I admire it.
That's true. It froze in the right spot this time. She had a hard time picking that yellow, but it looks great.
It does.
Hey, I'm back.
We saw your daffodils.
Woo! Okay. This could be a really long recording if this is how it's going to go. March. I did Prairie Birds. Sorry about the glare. I did this one. I think it's Purple Martins in the pattern. And it is finished. My first pillow I ever made. And of course, I changed the colors and fabric and whatever. So, yep. February, March.
Awesome.
All right, moving on to April.
April. What do we got for April? I don't even know. What are they? Oh. All right, this is going to take a little longer. So I've been wanting to do Where There Are Bees because I'd stitched Rabbit Run last year. So I think starting in April, I worked on that for a few months and I finished it and I changed, I think, all the colors. And I think I'm going to put this in a frame with some fabric around it. You know, I'm not sure that I'm going to try to like custom frame this or anything. But the problem I'm running into is, so this is a companion piece to Rabbit Run. And Rabbit Run, I also changed the colors. But, and I stitched this the year before, I feel like the yellow is too bright. And it's bugging me. And I'm trying to not be bothered by it, but I've been kind of unsuccessful. And so I'm wondering if I need to rip out the yellow and go like less in your face. So these may not get FFO'd completely until I make up my mind about that. I don't know. What do you think? Is it too bright compared to the other one? It's definitely brighter.
To tell. It's hard to tell not in person how different they are.
Oops. Yeah. I think it would be fine otherwise. I think it's the yellow that's bugging me. Barbie,
But they're stitched. Tuck them away.
Well, I didn't get all the explanation because of course I froze. I don't know. I think they'd probably look fine close enough together if that's what you're talking about. The yellow just differentiates them, I think, a little bit. I think it's okay.
I'll keep mulling. The lighting seems to make a difference. Here's what the original coloring is because I stitched it just for fun to test out whether I want to do 40 count. So you can see it's quite different, but I changed the other one too, so it doesn't matter, but I'm not sure. Maybe I'm being overly particular and I should just move on. I don't know. I'm that way sometimes. So that was like March and April and May for me, I think, along with a little bit of button up. So here's no progress on button up, but here it is. That was kind of thrown in there as well.
So we need to catch up for April and May.
And yes, that's right.
Okay. Go ahead.
Okay, I'm doing April, May. Okay.
April and May.
For April, I did spring and fall, and I did the May pillow right there. I know it's dark and disgusting. I left off the border and I left off the word May, and I finished it.
That looks
That's
really
very
cute.
pretty.
It looks way bigger,
Yeah.
than you see it. And she froze, so I'll do my April,
Okay.
and then when it comes back, we can do May. So April was the biggest one I had done, and I stitched Weatherwise.
Did you get that?
I don't have the book anymore. I had sent it to a friend. I changed all the colors. I know my lighting isn't very good. Barbie, I jumped ahead to do my April.
Go ahead.
I did Weatherwise. It goes on a big metal board that was in the closet, and I didn't pull it out, but this just pops on and off. So that was my April.
I love
Barbie?
that one, Helen.
I love this one too. I'm so glad I finally got to it. So May.
I was just going to say this was just a fall thing from Michael's that I painted it black. It was like a fall wreathy thing and just stuck it on. The plan is to do more, but we'll see. For May.
My May is real small. Christmas tree farm. I did this little tiny ornament. And again, it's interfaced, it's cut, it's ready to be sewn. It didn't get done in time.
Aw.
But he's all done and ready. So when I get around to it, and when I do get around to it, I bet I'll find the other one with this fabric. Barbie, there's my May.
Very nice, Helen. All right. For my May, I did the center summer sampler. Changed like everything. But I think this one might be my favorite of the year. And it's not going to show up well because it's so gloomy here, but I love the colors. I like cutting things out. The frame ended up being wonderful. It's still like very Hoosiery. Sorry, Indiana people. Yeah, the frame worked out perfect. It's not in there very nicely framed still, but I love it. So that's the recap.
So my June Prairie Schooler, I forgot to grab the chart, but it was the one I stitched for Barbie. Do you have that, Barbie?
Oh, it didn't freeze with her showing it.
Well, maybe I'll insert a picture here, and then if it works out, then we'll show Barbie.
Okay.
What'd you do for June?
June is my UFO, my Prairie Schooler UFO. I started this one. Oh, there's Barbie's.
I do have it. It's right here.
Barbie, I was saying
you were doing it in June.
June is my UFO because I started this little guy from Santas and Snowmen, but I started him on this 20 count fabric. And when I was going through all my projects, I'd barely gotten a little start and I just didn't like the fabric. So I said, you know what? I want to start that again on something that I do like. So that was my June.
Was that a 20 count Ada?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, but it was just too tight. For it being as full coverage as it was, I had used 2 strands and it was just too tight.
Okay.
All right. Can I do my June?
You can? I don't know. Can you?
We'll try. I started July. In June, I did one of the smalls, the little sailboat, and I finished it in this little Hobby Lobby frame.
Oh,
and that's that.
That's very cute.
So this I'll use again for other finishes too. So,
all right.
Seems like I've got about this much of a window to talk and then you freeze. I'm waiting for it to go any second.
Yep, that's about
and
right.
It did. So July.
I am not. I have to check. I gotta go get my notes. I was still doing Where There Are Bees until August.
For July, Barbie.
Oh, you just did July? Okay.
Yeah, Misty went to get her notes.
Okay.
So you didn't have a start in July, Misty.
That's correct. I just
Misty.
plodded
All right.
along on.
Barbie, you've got about 10 seconds of bandwidth. So what did you do in July?
July, country seasons. I started autumn. I did diddly squat. From here on out, it's terrible progress. This is where Barbie's.
That might have been less than 10 seconds.
This can be the
I
bloopers
was
at the end.
I went back to Prairie Seasons for July and I started the autumn piece. I don't know if I finished it in July, but it has since been finished. And it goes right on that same frame, and I have some flowers that I put on the top. So that was my July.
Okay.
August?
So, August. Keep going. Skip me.
Okay,
Oh, go.
I'll do it real quick. August. Autumn leaves, the big one. Big ambitions, very little work. It is what it is.
I had nothing in August. I took August off. I think I had too many other pieces. School needed to get started back again, and I said, I need this month to catch up. So your very little progress was more than mine.
Yes. I think I was getting some designs ready, so I just kind of hung in there, but didn't do anything.
Didn't start anything new.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, exactly. September, I did your ornament, Helen, which was from Hocus Pocus. And I think I only changed the orange on that. And then I did Bonna's tag finish. So that was
And I
probably one of
did
the only
yours.
Prairie Schooler things that I finished were the ornaments I sent you. The two of you.
So Barbie, September.
September, you guys have it. I did Witching Hour, this guy. There it is. Thanks, Helen.
You're welcome.
Funny story, if I can get it in. I was totally going to stitch you guys one of these cats with pumpkins. Like, had the fabric, had it copied, everything. And then in our conversation, you guys are like, those cats are creepy. And I thought, ooh, dodged a bullet.
I would have taken her creepy cat.
I would have liked the creepy cat, actually.
Did you have a September?
Me? Oh,
Yeah. Well, that was her September.
My September was what you showed.
Oh, so my September. Are these the creepy cats?
Yep.
My September was the start on Sweeping Cobwebs. This was the cell with Cobweb Corner, and I only got a little bit done. But I'm not planning on doing the whole thing. I had talked to you guys, and I think I'm going to end it after the words and make it into like a bigger pillow because my bowl fits bigger pieces a little better than teeny tiny pieces. So that one needs to be finished this year. That was September.
Okay. October, here's where I start picking up momentum. And actually like doing the Sal like I'm really in it. Okay, so I did Barnyard Christmas and I changed the colors to look like what's on the pattern photo. The actual colors are a little bit grayer and greener, and I just kind of liked the pattern colors. So I just picked my own from DMC. I think I changed all of them but one of the greens, and I stitched this 1/1 on 27 count Linda, and I really like the way it turned out. I do plan to do maybe all or many of them at some point, so this is kind of a whip, but I don't know when I'm stopping. And I really like this frame for stitching ornaments with the tacks. I really like it. It's just kind of small and it's easy to stretch, and I use like a lap stand to do it, and it's awesome. So I enjoyed stitching this a lot. It's so cute and tiny.
Barbie looks frozen.
Yep.
I'll jump ahead. October, I went back to this. I
Wow.
skipped summer and I went to winter. I got a little start on it, a tiny start, and then I did pull it back out a couple weeks ago, and I put the color in the house and worked down on the snow and put the roof on. But that's as far as I got.
And you're not doing any more now because you're over winter, right?
Yep. I thought, oh, I'll finish it now. And I'm like, nope, I'm over winter. So that one probably won't get me love until next year. Next fall, I'll be ready for winter again. Barbie, October?
October, I did weather-wise. Massive start. October was
a rough month.
It was a rough month.
Do you want me to do my next one real quick while I've got the...
Why don't you? November.
Here's November. I did number 1, Santa, on Misty's fabric. Again, lots accomplished.
Very nice.
About standard for this half of the year.
Yeah. Busy time.
Did you have a November?
I do, but you can go first.
Oh, well, my November is still this reindeer butt. He hasn't gotten any more love. So it's Christmas Eve, 1 reindeer butt. That was about 2 nights worth of work, and I haven't picked it up since. So he's just 1 hindquarters of reindeer.
So what's the earliest you would start stitching Christmas again?
Whenever I felt like it.
Okay.
Yeah. I wish you missed my reindeer butt.
Aww. I'm so
Any more
excited to go back
pictures.
and watch this video because I have no idea what's on it. It's gonna be new to me.
It will. It's almost like you weren't on it, Barbie.
Pretty much. That's okay.
All right. For November, I did Oh Christmas Tree 2 times to make up for all the times I didn't do anything, I guess. And I stitched this on a cream and a green. Cream first, because that was at first what I thought to do based on the design. Did I change any colors? I don't remember. I'd have to look. Who can say? It's probable. And then I stitched him again because I was like, oh, if I'm going to finish him as a tree, maybe I should stitch him on green. So this will be finished as the tree, and I intend to display it on some kind of stand or something with a dowel in it. So it's standing up like as a tree on a shelf. I'll do several of these. And then the other one I'll probably just turn into an ornament. But I think I want to do Santa and the angel, the 2 houses, and then maybe one other one. Maybe the one on the back with the little kid sledding. So that was my November.
November. Okay. What about December? Barbie, do you think you have time?
Oh.
Nope, she does not have time.
Okay, so December was very recent. It was Santa Rides. And I stitched that on a 46 count because I wanted it small. I changed all of the colors. And again, I just kind of went off of what the pattern photo looked like. This is stitched on a green 46 count. And I love it. And this I will be doing more of for sure. But you can see this is actually like a pretty decent size ornament, even on 46.
Even on that tiny count.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, Barbie, go.
Go. Okay. I did April because even before Christmas, I was over winter. And I did a little one. I used these flosses, coloring cotton and other things. And I finished it.
Yay!
That's why I picked a little one. I wanted to end the year strong. It will go in this eventually.
Oh, perfect.
Cool.
Well, for my December, I saw all your trees and I wanted to do a tree. I don't have that book you have, but I had this one, which is Christmas trees. So my favorite on this one is the one with the snowflakes. This is way bigger than I expected it to be. So this is on a 16. I don't know what they call for.
Was that like 7 inches tall?
Well, this fabric is one of those 8 by 12s.
Oh.
And it takes up half that fabric. So it's 6.5, 7 inches tall. It calls for an 18 count. This is 16 count. I'm thinking if I do one upside down over here, and turn it, I can probably fit 2 on here.
Yep.
And I used all sulky thread for that. So I used the
That
sulky
fabric
white and
is
then,
perfect.
yeah,
Looks
just
really
pulled
good.
some others. So that was my December.
Awesome.
We made it through the year.
We did. We survived. It was So did you learn anything about yourself or about doing stitch-alongs from doing this?
Sometimes I liked having a new start at the beginning, but sometimes when we got toward fall and I had other things going on, I was feeling a little overwhelmed and like, oh, I don't really want another whip on top of everything else. So I like one month I just took off, and then the other months, I tried to do some smaller things or things I knew would not get finished this year, so I wouldn't feel bad about putting them aside. Barbie, we were saying, did you learn anything about yourself or your stitching or Sal's?
I think I learned not to do a sal this year because I know I'm going to be too busy, which is a good thing. I'm very glad to be busy, but yeah, it was fun to push myself, I think, to, do that start every time. So that was good.
And you got some big ones done.
Yeah, she did.
You got those big long ones, the samplers done.
Yeah.
Yeah. I felt like I was copping out doing these little tiny ornaments, but
It felt good to do them for me, to have breaks from the bigger pieces to do some small stuff. I think you kind of need that balance of, if you're going to do a larger project, having some smaller ones kind of in between. I think I learned, did you have more you want to say, Barbie?
Nope, that's good.
Well, I learned that it's a good way to make friends doing stitch-alongs.
definitely.
Definitely.
And I think I kind of knew this, but it was kind of clarified for me that if I do a stitch-along, it's better for me if I do one where we're all doing like a similar topic but different stuff.
Right.
Because if I'm doing the exact same thing as like 10 or 20 or 30 other people, it's somehow not quite as enjoyable for me, probably because I'm like the way last one to stitch it. And so
There was no pressure because we all did something different.
yeah,
I might have done this tiny ornament that I got done in a week, but you guys were doing these big pieces. But then the next month, I might have started something big and you guys did a small thing. So there was no pressure to feel like you had to keep up with the other person.
yeah,
And I think even going into it, we all knew a lot of these we weren't intending to finish.
yeah,
We just wanted them started so that then you could pick them up and keep going.
yeah.
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 I definitely bought more than 12.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Because you guys would show one and I'd say, I don't have that one yet.
Or I'd get those messages from Helen. Ooh, someone just put some Prairie Schooler cardstock on swap and darn it. Now I gotta go buy it.
Yeah, now you gotta go buy it.
Yep.
Yep.
A lot of enabling that happened, a lot of good enabling.
Yes. Well, and we had a lot of other people join us too, which
Yeah.
was nice. And some did start every month, and some just made a point to do some Prairie Schoolers during the year. So it was nice that we really got to see a lot of the different designs stitched and stitched with new colors and new fabrics. So they did all look unique and different, which was really nice.
That's a good point. Yeah.
Yeah.
All
I'm
right.
back.
Well, we should probably say goodbye while you're here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good luck editing this, Misty. Sorry for all the
you.
freezing.
Not your fault.
Maybe it'll be really entertaining. I don't know.
Bye, Flosstube.
Bye, Flosstube.
Bye.